Hi there, welcome everyone. My name's Evie Simon with HomeStack Mobile Apps. I'm here today with Nick Villani from Reliance and Alex Jacobs from HomeStack, and we are running the webinar today on how to restore trust and drive profitability through innovation. So welcome everyone. I'm going to go ahead and let Nick first introduce himself. He's the COO at Reliance Network and talk a little bit about our partnership between the two companies.
Great, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very excited. I've been in the real estate industry for just about 20 years now and have known Alex, feels like, for at least 10, if not more. And really excited about this partnership. We have very similar mindsets as to how technology works with agents and consumers. And we've been good friends in the industry for some time. So really excited about our partnership and being able to work together and what we're going to be able to talk about today.
Yeah, that's thanks, Nick. And Alex Jacobs, as Nick mentioned, I've been in the industry 27 years now, coming up on 28. So it's been fun to see how technology's kind of matured over the years and gone through these various cycles of different tool sets. I'm really excited about this partnership because I think this is kind of a new way of looking at technology, independent companies and products, connecting and integrating to make really a seamless solution for the agents and companies, but also consumers. So I'm really excited about this partnership and what's to come.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and kick this off. I wanted to talk about the partnership between HomeStack and Reliance and what that means, and really what are the benefits to our mutual clients. Alex, we'll start with you on this one.
Yeah, I think, I think there's a couple areas. One, talking about products in general and just the integration between the two suites of tools with, taking website solutions with Reliance, the mobile responsive, connecting that into a mobile app with us that's white label for the company. Being able to have a seamless search experience for the consumer, doesn't matter if they're going on the website on the desktop or on the mobile app, the experience will be the same with, say, search data and information syncing between the two systems. Funnel that into CRM with Reliance and the other tools you can do there, and I'll let Nick kind of expand on some of those back-end capabilities there. But really, it's that seamless integration between the products and how they're going to interact for not only the consumer, but for the agents as well.
Yeah, we're really excited about kind of really taking integration to the fullest. And so we have really great online presence, really great SEO, bringing those people in, bringing them online, but then wanting to take that to another tier with full integration of favorites, clients, syncing, saved searches across the board, and leveraging things that you can do within the mobile app experience with push notifications, but then we can turn that into the other integration pieces and the other partners that our customers have and just make that full ecosystem work and talk with one another. So pretty excited about it.
Awesome. Well, 2025 is approaching. What are the things that you would be doing now or at the beginning of the year to set yourself up for success? How does this impact redefining the brokerage or that trusted advisor role? I'll let you take this one first, Nick.
Yeah, so really taking a look at what your tech stack currently is right now, I think is a really key important thing to do. Also determining your adoption rates and how you define adoption of those tools. Because if you have 6 or 7 different products, make sure what you define is a successful iteration or a successful adoption of that product. And if maybe you're not hitting it, that's okay, but what are your goals and how are you going to achieve them? So taking a look at the tech stack is definitely going to be important. And then how can those partners that you're utilizing help you along the way, or how can bring in additional tools or alternate tools to leverage those?
Yeah, I would kind of expand on that. I totally agree with that. I think that's one of the points I would say as well, is evaluating your tech solution for adoption rates. How are agents using it? Are you getting the return that you're looking for? But also looking at, are your tools innovating? Are your companies that you're working with, are they advancing that technology, or is it kind of been stagnant? I think also looking at, are there solutions that maybe you haven't been using that you should be? And budgets are tight. I know all companies are trying to figure out, how do I spend the money and deploy our resources more effectively? And I think looking at your tool set today and what's being used, what's not, and how can you better deploy those resources for an integrated suite. And I think this partnership with us, to me, is taking those separate solutions we talked about before, connecting them together to make the agents more efficient, make the company more efficient, but also the consumers, and kind of putting the consumers in the mix. And I think the second piece that I would add on is that when we start to think other things to do is really starting to look at the consumer. What does the consumer want? I think my 25 plus years in the industry, and maybe it's the same for you, a lot of the discussions with brokers and agents are always about agent tools, productivity tools, how, accounting systems, back office systems, how do we make the company more efficient? But there's never really been a lot of discussion about the consumer and how do we work better with the consumer, provide them tools to better collaborate and communicate with our agents. And I think that's really maybe another direction to start to look at this year, is how do we work better with consumers?
And I've heard you say, Alex, to just post-settlement, the expectation of consumers now is really risen, and it's really falling on the broker to provide that elevated experience for the consumer through the agent. So there's going to be a lot of expectation on that this next year.
Yeah, I think with the buyer commission agreements changing this year, with the settlements happening, consumers are going to be demanding more from their agents, and they're looking for more interaction with them. They're looking for more services from them. So I think it's that focus is going to be important for us.
Absolutely. So are there tools in tech that people should be thinking about, just, in general, that's an industry standard, and why?
Nick, do you want to start with that one, or do you want me to?
I'll let you start with that one. We'll go back and forth.
Yeah, no worries. So I think, biased answer for me being with mobile real estate technology, but I think mobile apps is really one of those areas to start to think about. I think people looked at mobile apps back in maybe 2018, 2019, and maybe used them, got some adoption, but as things changed, there wasn't as much use there. And I think that's really emerged again back with the consumer looking for more services from their companies, looking at mobile apps and how, again, they connect with your mobile responsive website and bringing people into the ecosystem from the website to the mobile app to kind of capture them, but then use that to push-based marketing, having messages popping up on the consumer's phone, customizing messages directly to them. So things like video content or newsletter content, or things that are going to add that additional value, using that to be able to do that and leverage that, I think is going to become very important. So for me, looking at the mobile application and how that connects into your CRM, your websites, becomes incredibly valuable.
I would add too, I think in general, we always get this rap in real estate that we're behind the curve in technology. I think we're catching up pretty quickly, but every company on the planet really these days wants to have a mobile app, and they want that exposure, that branding, that technology, and real estate should be right there with them. Every brokerage should really be in the app store and have that type of technology that's offered to the consumer and for the agent to be able to access on their back end. So coupling that with all of the amazing things that Reliance does, it really makes sense. And that's what makes me excited about this partnership too. But you're off to you, Nick.
Yeah. Well, and obviously I'm going to be biased too, but also websites, every brokerage has a website, and generally most agents, if not all agents, have websites as well. But I guess I would challenge, is the website actually working for you? We found that we're doubling, if not tripling, the traffic for companies that are coming over to our system, which then in turns to really high qualified leads along the way. So I would say, make sure that your online tools, your website presence is actually working for you, generating the traffic, generating that business. But then also, are there tools to automate a lot of that to the consumer for appropriate calls to action, market information, and things like that to stay engaged? But then again, tie them to all of the other tools, integrate them directly into the app automatically, so that you're not having to do that as soon as they become engaged, and provide that email address and or phone number on the website.
I think those calls to action become so important. I think a lot of people don't have calls to action or proper calls to action, and people come, they get some information, but they go elsewhere. Bringing them in and having those ways to bring in that contact, bring them into your systems and keep them there, whether through mobile apps or through the CRM, the messaging and the things you're doing, having that tie-in becomes so valuable. And I think that's where this partnership becomes great, is making that connection and keeping people in the ecosystem once they're there.
Yeah, and really becoming the source of all real estate information long term for the whole life cycle of that buyer or seller. When they're just when they're just house hunting a little bit and maybe aren't quite ready yet, to pre-approval, to actually looking at homes, all the way through even post transaction. They need to know that they can come back and know who they go to when they're ready to make another purchase or downsize or upgrade, or maybe they just need help along the way. So, source of
Absolutely.
truth for real estate.
But like you mentioned, Nick, there, people have those websites, but are they working for them? It's like the personalization aspect and using the analytics in the ways that they're meant to be used. The conversion rates just go skyrocket from there. And I love seeing that for our clients. And that's awesome that we're going to be able to kind of join forces on that front. Um,
Evie, I
can you
love
talk about,
analytics.
go ahead.
Sorry to get in there because
Yes,
it
go
made me
ahead.
think about some analytics. Having those actual analytics and intelligence on the back end for the agent is so important. And I've been with tools where and talk to companies, and a lot of times they have consumers doing things, but they don't know what the consumer is really doing. And I think having
Hmm.
those deep analytics that agents can act on and see the intelligence to know my consumer is logging in. These are the properties they're looking at. These are the searches they have. This is how often they're looking at data. Starts to help the agent, I think, make better decisions on who to communicate with and when to start to move those through the funnel. And I think the intelligence, we have great analytics built into our mobile app to be able to see a lot of that. And I think that's data that also Reliance has, that we're kind of feeding back and forth through that integration, is the activity data that's happening between both systems.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know for us when we started like redesigning our analytics and our insights, we really started to make it when we added the AI component too. It's like it's creating buyer profiles and seller profiles that take the work out of it for the agent too. Because having the analytics, I noticed in some systems they're a little overwhelming too, because it's like, what does this information mean? And I know both of our backends are really trying to, take the guesswork out for the agent. And I know Reliance even goes an extra step to even doing the action for them and getting the results on their behalf. So I think that's going to be the name of the game in 2025, 100%. With all these expectations rising, we have to make the job of the agent as easy as possible when it comes to this, because there's going to be a lot of pressure on their shoulders and their tools are going to have to work for them tenfold. Definitely. So let's talk about the consumer experience with a broker or agent and how that relates to redefining the broker or agent's trusted advisory role. Because again, kind of taking it back to the beginning of what we were talking about, this is going to be a huge perception that has to be overcame in this coming up year.
Yeah, so we focused a lot recently on really being strong for SEO. And this has actually provided us really great opportunities, or for our customers as well, where they're showing up on top spots of Google everywhere. And so no matter what address, what city, what zip code, whatever they're searching for real estate related, our customers are showing up on the first page of Google. And when you constantly see, XYZ company as being there to answer your real estate questions, it generates that return user to constantly come back. And that's going to be a combination of the tech that we implemented and the data that we're leveraging, but the consumer, or kind of the design and the UI that we're doing as well, as they consistently come back to that. So providing a strong platform for SEO, but providing it so that they can convert and know that they can come there as a source of truth for any information every single time. And then I
Absolutely.
talked a little bit about it as, providing tools and services that handle the entire life cycle, from when they're just deciding that they're thinking about buying a home, to now they need to, find an agent, to get pre-approved, to find that home, but also finding, those home services, concierge options and answers post transaction as well, and making sure that the real estate agent that they are working with, their advisor, is their trusted advisor long term. And so making sure that all of that is constantly available to that person through the entire cycle.
Before I throw that to you, Alex, Nick, could you give us like an elevator pitch of exactly what Reliance says? I know we've gotten into some of the details, but for our Homestack listeners today that want to know a little bit more of the basics of what you guys do, can you give us some bullet points on that?
Yeah, we provide beautiful brokerage office agent team websites that are fully customizable. And we also have a bunch of um, pre-built designs so that you don't have to, if you wanted something available tomorrow, you would have that. We're integrated with MLS services for IDX search, market reports, market insights, listing insights. We all go through the gambit of the behind the scenes for intranet, CRM, marketing tools, paid marketing to Facebook, Instagram, etc. We have a whole suite of marketing assets to be able to prospect as well behind the scenes.
Beautiful. Alex, if you want to take that last question and also give a end with a Homestack pitch as well for the Reliance listeners that want to know a little bit more about what we do.
Sure. Yeah, I think when it comes to the consumer experience, I think Nick mentioned a lot of those pieces, and I would kind of expand on the white glove service aspect. Agents have so much knowledge and information, and they're providing that great level of service to the consumer. But how are we also able to expand that to kind of use the tool set to communicate and collaborate more effectively with the consumer, with messaging, with chat features, with lists that can be shared back and forth with others and notes to really help that collaboration elevates that white glove service that the agent provides. So I think that becomes really, really important. And then showing all that value and having the combined tool set starts to create that efficiency across tools. So people aren't working in 2 or 3 different systems. You're not creating a search in 3 different places. You can do it in one place and have it sync between the systems. The consumer goes to either the mobile app or the website, but it's the same. So they don't have to recreate searches and credentials. It's a uniform experience. I think having that view for the consumer and really looking at what their experience is what we should be doing in 2025 is really elevating that consumer experience. To kind of jump to the pitch piece, I guess, for what we offer, we provide white labeled mobile apps for brokerage agents and teams. So a branded app with the company brand that's in the App Store, both Google Play and Apple App Store, branded for the company, customized somewhat inside when it comes to your menu structure and being able to build out a lot of custom content that you can have some localized resources there. Each agent who's utilizing the app has the ability to share those apps with their prospects and consumers, where when those consumers download, it automatically is attaching to that agent. So it's like the agent has their own individual app within the company brand. But we're also elevating the consumer search experience to provide more collaboration and communication. In-app chats there, list building, notes that are shared between agent and consumer, but also the marketing side where we have custom push notifications. People are used to getting notifications on their phone today for, say, searches or property updates, but being able to create your own messaging. Here's a newsletter for what's happening in your area. Here's a video of what's going on, or we're coming up to the holidays. Maybe there's a holiday event that's going on that you want to invite people to. It really allows you to leverage your technology to expand how you're marketing and rethink some of those marketing assets.
Definitely. Well, I think we covered a lot of bases today. I appreciate everybody's time. We'll go ahead and post a few email addresses you guys can reach out to in case there's additional questions you would like to submit, or if you would like to have a demo from either company, we'll make sure to provide that information. But again, thank you guys for everyone's time, and we will see you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.